Screwing with your best friend's wife? After 50 Shades of Grey, Dakota Johnson should have known better. Hey everyone, welcome back to Screen Time. I'm your host, Matt, and on this episode, we're going to discuss the closing night film to Sydney Film Festival, Splitsville. So as you can tell, I'm back home. Long days of traveling, so excited to be back home, in my own bed, not in a hotel room. Alright, so Splitsville. It's directed by Angelo Covino, and if you're into emotionally charged modern relationships, open marriage dynamics, and Dakota Johnson being as magnetic as ever, then this one might surprise you. Let's get into it. Before we do though, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all those good things, but Splitsville. Alright, so the premise. Carrie, played by Kyle Marvin, is blindsided when his wife asks for a divorce. In his emotional state, he seeks the comfort of his two best friends, Julie and Paul, played by Dakota Johnson and Angelo Covino. Here's the twist though. Julie and Paul are in an open relationship, and in the confusing feelings, Carrie crosses a line and sends their whole relationship dynamic into chaos. What starts off feeling like a hangout, quirky comedy quickly turns into something a lot more deeper. A sharp, uncomfortable exploration of intimacy, boundaries, and emotional responsibility. As for the closing night of Sydney Film Festival, it was kind of perfect. Alright, so let's get into performances. Dakota Johnson up first. She is the heart of this film. Dakota has a quiet, confident presence to her, and she plays Julie with such relaxed integrity. It's charming, guarded, funny, and incredibly real. Even when the situations get messy, you stay with her, and that's really great to see, and it's a great kind of feeling to have. Kyle Marvin as Carrie, another standout. He brings his disarming sincerity to the role. A man who is well-meaning but often misguided in how he presents or expresses his emotions. You feel his heartbreak when he makes those questionable choices. Angelo Covino, as Paul, walks that fine line between emotionally, distanced and fiercely loyal. His chemistry with Dakota feels lived in, complicated in all the right ways though. And then there's Charlie Gillespie. Let's be honest, he's the scene stealer of the film. If you've seen him in Julie and the Phantoms, then you will know that he has some incredible comedic timing. He was a standout in that show, and he's a standout in this one. So every time he is on screen, he's electric. He is the best comedic relief in the whole film. Every time he's on screen, it works. He is funny. He doesn't leave a lot up to the imagination. You'll know what I mean when you watch it. But, he is there, bringing those laughs, and he's getting brought back again and again in so many scenes, which is great to see. In full honesty, the humor didn't land for me personally. For about 90% of the film, or the jokes, they weren't my style. But and this is key, it still had that emotional weight to it. I was still invested in the characters and story. Why? Because the script is tight. It's clean, focused, and confident. It knows exactly what it wants to say, and it doesn't try to juggle too much. You're not being pulled in two different directions, being confused on what the film's trying to say. You know what the film is trying to say. The emotional through line stays strong throughout, even if the comedic rhythm isn't quite there. It is also really refreshing to watch a comedy that prioritizes, that emotional integrity over punchlines. The jokes may not have worked, but the emotional, impact definitely did. Angelo Covino, as the director, brings a real sense of identity to the film, a real voice. You can tell this film was made by someone who isn't afraid to linger on the discomfort, but it's intentional. Their tension between, two characters, it's what gives this film its depth. It doesn't try to make, a villain or a hero, and that's really cool to see. Every character is flawed, complicated, and acting from a place of raw emotion, even when they're screwing up. They try and find, a way to work through it and deal with it. It's all grounded in something authentic. And that's rare coming from a modern, relationship comedy. In the end, Splitsville is a film that may not land every laugh, but it definitely lands in the emotional impact. It's deeply human and it's messy. The cast is uniformly excellent. Dakota Johnson, Kyle Marvin, and Charlie Gillespie are all great. The first two anchor it. Charlie Gillespie is the, comedic relief. Both have their roles and both succeed in their own areas. It's not for everyone, but if you're into character-driven stories with emotional bite and some really sharp performances, then this one might be one to seek out. So I rate it 4 out of 5 stars on Letterboxd. The link is in the description or in my, channel page. So go follow me over there. But yeah, let me know if you've seen it down in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.